hello, howdy. Welcome to another episode of Taylor Neely Show, episode 22, I believe it is. Here we are in studio back for a solo episode. Welcome to Taylor Neely Show. Great episode for you today. I'm excited. I don't know if it'll be great, but I do feel it in my body somewhere. We're back to regularly scheduled programming, back to doing it on our own, back to nobody else in the studio, back to No Girls Allowed, back to Taylor Neely Show, just Taylor by himself, telling you the cold biting facts, the facts that bite back, the facts that bite back, Taylor facts, like goldfish, but Taylor facts. This is take 2 of the podcast. The first one, I couldn't get it together. My mind was scrambled. Like eggs. My mind was scrambled from, I've been very distracted lately in my life. By a girl, and that is just where I'm at. And we're not going to let it mess up the podcast, though. I can't let it interfere with the beautiful, glorious, ever popular Taylor Neely Show. We couldn't live with ourselves if we let it distract us from our regularly scheduled programming. So here we are, sitting here in this chair, drinking coffee, maybe feeling a little bit sick, maybe sick from an Elf bar. I feel like an Elf bar has gotten me sick. You can hear it in my voice, can't you? Way down, deep, low. No sniffles, though. Oh, God, why did I do that? Oh, I didn't even mean to sniff. I don't have sniffles. I pull in through my nose sometimes. That's how I breathe, okay? Sue me. Throw me in a river with crocodiles. Tie me to 2 different boats that are going in different directions and pull me apart. Do that to me if you think it's so wrong to sniff while on a podcast. It's just the way I am, and I live my life the way that I choose. That's who did the song? Who did the song? I live my life the way that I choose. I'm satisfied with nothing to lose. What? Who was that? Not the band. The way that I choose. I gotta tell you right now, because if I don't, sorry, I got stuff in my mustache, and I think I might shave soon. The way that I choose. No, the way I choose. No, the way I choose. Oh, yeah, Bad Company. Bad Company. The band Bad Company has a song called The Way I Choose, and that's was the song I was singing to you just a moment ago. So, what's going on with you? How are we feeling? How is our 2024 still off to a rip-roaring, rockin' around the Christmas tree start? Is your 2024 still moving like a train with no caboose? Less weight, faster train. That's what I've always thought about trains. And I'm not any kind of autistic feller or nothing, but I do think trains are a little bit cool. I mean, it's a big, giant machine, millions and millions of pounds on them, and they're made of metal. And, I mean, a lot of metal to make a train, huh? A lot of metal to make a train. So much metal to make a train. Sure, there might be wood in there somewhere also, like the trim pieces and the bar cart. Maybe there's some beautiful, wooden countertops, and, the furniture is made out of wood and cloth and stuff. And so there's cloth in the train too. But, I mean, if you really think about it, it's mostly made of metal. And why was there never a transformer that was a train? Why didn't they do that? Huh? Why didn't Michael Bay coming down with something? Gonna die probably. It was the sickest man on the planet, me, right now. The sickest guy there ever was. But he will power through. The thing about me is you could give me the worst sickness on the planet and I would beat it. I know that about me is I have the strongest. When I was born, the doctor said I was in the 105th percentile of immune systems. He tried to give me a shot, and my body spit it back out. Uh-oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to do the vitamin C challenge. Ooh, vitamin C challenge. Woo. Yeah, all right. 2 vitamin C pills. It's the vitamin C challenge, and why are we're doing it to spread awareness for the common cold. That was good, just what we wanted. So that's the vitamin C challenge. I just did it. I nominate my friends AJ Cagle, Luke Bentley, and Jason Halsey to all do the vitamin C challenge. The proceeds will go to a really good cause, and I think if we really get together, we can really solve this thing. So what I was saying was, I just think like I have an above average immune system. And I could, if you were to give me cancer, AIDS, HIV, Lou Gehrig's, leukemia, dementia, any of those, I'll beat them. I'll beat them down. My body will take them in, spit them back out. My body is not afraid of those things. My body can beat them. And this is just something I thought about me since I was a little boy. I just always thought like, yeah, if I got a major illness that kills most people, I'd probably survive it. I probably would, because I mean, I'm me, and the reality I live in is I'm not going to die. If the reality I live in, if I die, it goes away. So then how could I ever die? I'm never going to die because of the way. And then the screen flashes. Taylor Neely, 1995, 2024, said he was never going to die, died. But I don't want to die. I have so much to do in this world, so much to do, so much to accomplish, so much to move through, so much to look at, so many ancient artifacts to lay my eyes upon. There's a place in Columbus, Ohio called COSI, and it was like it's like a science center for kids. And it was really fun, but they had a room where you could look at old artifacts. And and I feel like as an adult, looking back on it, I made it much bigger than it was, and it really wasn't that big. But I went there with this girl I had a huge crush on in middle school. And oh man, do you remember when you first started liking girls? Oh my goodness gracious, was that a weird feeling in your body? Girls make my body feel weird. I've got some girl stuff going on right now, and they just make my body feel just they kind of upset the equilibrium of my body and what's going on in my thought process, and they just. Sorry. I got some phlegm up in there. And that's the vape. That's from the vape. That's the stuff they put in there. It lodges itself deep in you somewhere, and you have to cough it out. So I put the vape in the drawer, and if someone ever comes over and they need a vape, they need an emergency vape. Everyone needs an emergency vape. We need little things around the buildings that are break in case of emergency, and just inside it's a little vape. I think we're at the point in society where we're going to need that, because vapes aren't going away. Vapes are not going to be gone anytime soon. I mean, what's next? You've got Zyn, you got them Zimbabwe's that people really like, and those are probably the healthiest option. People really love nicotine though, because it jumpstarts your brain. I don't know. It's a nootropic. It wakes you up. I don't know if I feel that way. I feel like it makes me, if I hit a vape, and Zyn just makes me feel queasy and gross and hot and sweaty. And like I just ran 5 miles, and I don't want my nicotine to make me feel like I just worked out. I'll go to the gym for that. I'll go to the gym if I want to work out. I don't want all of a sudden I'm sweaty and feel like I'm going to throw up. I don't like that. This was 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I don't know. When was it? I was on a show, and I had not eaten much all day, drank a bunch of coffee all day, and then I hit someone's Mike Tyson vape, and it made me feel sick. And I don't like that, because an overdose on nicotine is just uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. It's not going to kill you, but it did make me uncomfortable. And so I'm distracted right now in my life, and I'm trying to live in that and trying to be less distracted, more focused, how I was focused before. And it's just crazy how easily I've become distracted by a lady. And you know what? Part of me doesn't like it. There's part of me that does like it, but there also is part of me that's like, Taylor, this is truly distracting you from everything you are doing. You need to cut it out. But that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at with this. Relationships can be, and I haven't been in a serious relationship in a long, long time. And that's okay. I've been in situationships or whatever, or things where it's like we're just kissing and smashing our privates together, and that's fine. That's fun. But there's some people where they just do something for you. You're like, oh, I'm falling in love or some bullshit. And I'm not falling in love, because I don't do that. I'm an adult. I don't fall in love. Make me fall in love if you think it's so possible. Make me fall in love if you think I should do that. I feel like I need more coffee. God, I hope I'm not sick. And my ear is itchy. And hold on one second. Lord, all right. You do so much for the things you are passionate about. This podcast, this is still the ground floor of this podcast. Not sponsored by Liquid Death, just drinking it. Just sitting here in this chair, moving right along, hoping that, I don't know, 2024 yields better results than 2023. But hey, I can't control the results. I can't stay in the results business this year. I can't. I simply cannot. I need to stay focused on the things I was focused on several weeks ago before I met this girl. It's okay. It's okay that this girl is interrupting my thought process. That's just what it is. It feels good to be a little bit infatuated with someone, but also that I can't let it distract me in such a major way. I'm not doing the things I'm passionate about. What am I passionate about? Comedy, staying sober, golf. These are all things, my hobbies or my passions or my pursuits in life. These are all those. And I just, like anything, you can't let it detract from what you're trying to do, your life's mission. And I don't know what my life's mission is right now. I think my I don't know if purpose is the right word, but what I am to do in the world right now is I'm trying to most importantly stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety is one of the things in AA that we say is to carry the message, trying to carry this message to alcoholics who are still suffering. And it's something that works, and that is what let's just take a deep breath. This is Taylor Neely Working It Out podcast. I didn't come prepared with anything to talk about. The world is wild out there. The world is crazy. 2024 is shaping up to be an insane one. It's shaping up to be an absolutely rip-roaring, insane one. And maybe because I try to do this podcast in the morning first thing, my brain is not moving. But how come sometimes my brain moves faster than other times? How come sometimes my brain is really flexing itself, its brain muscles, its brain biceps? How come sometimes it's really doing that, and others, it feels like it's so sluggish. It feels like there's literally a slug wrapped around it, and it's not getting any juice out of it. And I just want that brain juice to squeeze out. I just want that brain juice to just, ooze out of me and into what I'm trying to say, because that's what, it is like life is weird in that we are the way we are. Life is strange in that humans, we look a certain way. We got arms, legs, toes, fingers, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. We got those. We got all of those hairs on the ends of our skins. Hair all over our bods, whether tiny little micro hairs or a full head. We've got hairs all over our body. And, we just experience life as this human form. And, but how I was thinking, I was watching Wild Babies the other day. And not the kind of wild babies you think, not like wild babies in a loincloth with a spear. And if you go onto their island, they'll chop you up and eat you. Now, those kind of wild babies, babies those are the kind of babies that have like, they look like babies, but they're on an island. They never developed. They have a developmental disorder in their bodies. At least their brains work perfectly fine, maybe even better because they're not distracted by phones. But they're wearing a loincloth and they've got spears, and they'll stab you if you come onto their island. It's a untouched society, untouched culture. What is it? Untouched human society. But humans, what are we? What are we doing? And we are like I at least experience the world the way I experience as a human being. I feel all these emotions that are specific to humans. But think about a dolphin, for an instance, or a whale, for an instant. Think about an elephant for a second, if you will. Think about maybe even a fox. We'll go down to something that's not even as intelligent as an elephant or a dolphin. And think about them. Think about those guys and think about, like, how do they experience, like, what's it like to be, I guess I've touched on this before with cows, but what's it like to be an elephant and experience life as an elephant and, communicate as an elephant? Do elephants, do dolphins, do octopuses have this level of consciousness where they know what's going on, they know what they're doing, and the way they're doing it is the way it's done? And, like, as people, I'm like, man, it would suck to not have clothes. It would suck to not have clothes and live in an apartment and not have a truck to drive around in. But that's not the reality of what an elephant or a dolphin, what they go through. They are living life as what they are, which is an animal in the wilderness. And I wouldn't survive in the wilderness for a second. The wolves would come for me. The wolves would get the signal to come for me, and, they'd rip me to pieces. And that's probably one of my biggest fears, is being ripped to pieces by animals that would probably hurt. There was a video of a guy who got eaten by a shark in Egypt. He was a Russian guy in Egypt, which, a lot to unpack there. Russian guy in Egypt, shark in the water. That's loaded. It's loaded with information, He's Russian. He's from that part of the world, which is very far away from where we are now. One of our enemies, I guess, but I guess I've been told not really. That's what's cool about the news today, is you're told multiple things and you get to choose what you want to believe, I guess. I think I had a dream about guns last night. I don't remember what it was, and I'm a gun owner myself, and I tuck them into bed every night because, I care for them. And no, we were talking about guns the other day. Last night, I got some dinner with my friends, my old sponsor, and then another sober friend. It was really good. I didn't do comedy last night. I took a night off, but here's the thing: the lady I'm seeing is also a comic, and she took the night off too. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just take the night off. So am I copying? I don't know. That's messy. It's not worth getting into on the podcast because I don't know who listens to this, but it's just not worth to air that stuff. I'm feeling crazy. This girl is making me feel crazy. It's making me feel nuts, and I think there's just some, I'm not going to go into it. That would be ill-advised to give you details on my love life, which is in disarray at the moment. And that's okay. Sometimes your love life gets in disarray. Things are never the same. Things are different. And it's just, here's where it was. My thought process was good. I was motivated to post podcast clips all the time. And then this girl has come into my life, and it's just kind of, I feel like I've been getting less sleep. But, it's a fun experience. Have experiences. This is the thing about, like, in AA, there's a unwritten, not a rule. It's not an unwritten rule. It's a thing some people suggest in your first year of sobriety, which I've been in my first year for 5 years, 5-6 years after I got my first year and drank again and did hard drugs. I've been trying to get a year again for a long time. And that's just where I'm at. That's my experience, and that's okay. I shared in a meeting the other day that I felt like I didn't have any validity, or what I shared didn't have. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm a phony, a fraud. What I'm sharing has no value or whatever, just because I've relapsed so much. So I don't have a box to stand on and speak it. But then someone said, no, you have experience. And I do. I have experience, strength, and hope in the area of relapse and coming back in and knowing this thing works. It does work. AA works. It works for me, at least. And if you don't think it works, that's fine. That's what I like is, hey, whatever you believe is whatever you believe, and that's fine. It has no jurisdiction in the area of my beliefs. That's what I like about AA is I don't have to be. I've retired from the debating society. I don't have to be worried about how other people live their lives, what they believe. It doesn't matter to me. It has no effect on me. It has no bearing on how I go throughout the world. I have my beliefs, and they're just like how to be as a person. I want to be kind. I want to be nice. I want to be silly. I want to have fun. I want to be as selfless as possible as I can today. I don't want to be selfish today. And while I'm saying that, it doesn't mean just because I'm saying that I'm going to be those things. I could fuck up royally today. I could really mess that up and be the most selfish I've been in a long time. Living in self-will, then runs riot. It does that. That's just self-will is to run riot, run amok. And we don't want that today, because when my self-will runs riot, I slowly but surely do things that lead me back to drinking and drugs. And that's a scary place to be, a place I don't want to go back to, a place I do not want to visit ever again, because it's dark and scary, and it was killing me, and I could feel it. I could feel my body dying. My spirit was leaving my body. My soul was, and it felt like, you know what? Here's what I felt like. When I've been mid-relapse, these past few relapses, it kind of felt like my soul had left my body, and it was just waiting for me to just come back. It felt like my soul was outside while I did horrible things to my body. My soul was like, okay, I'm going to go spend some time in wherever souls go. And Taylor, once this version of Taylor gets it back together, I will be back. I will inhabit your body. But until then, I'm going to spend some time over here, because there's two me's. I feel like there's two me's. I'm chilly all of a sudden. Hold on. I am a little bit chilly all of a sudden. I don't know. I can never get my apartment quite right, and I hope the air tone's on, because I'm a little bit chilly all of a sudden. I'm a little bit chilly. Yes, there it goes. What was I talking about, guys? I can't remember. Oh no, I've forgotten what I was talking about. Oh, dang it. It was about, two different guys. Yeah, I feel like I'm two different guys. It's just, the duality of Taylor, the duality of man, the duality of meats, and I'm saying that just because that was on someone's story the other day. They had two different meats, and I just said the duality of meats. That means nothing to you. That means absolutely nothing to you. And what am I doing? I'm sitting here doing this podcast that has a very little audience, and I don't know who listens to it, and why am I doing it? I don't know. It feels like the thing to do. It's kind of fun, but if I am truthfully honest with myself, am I like, ooh, it'd be nice if this podcast took off, and then I, could quit my handyman job, which really I always do and do not have a job because I work for myself. I can be a handyman forever if I want to, and I do not. But I'm just always like, ooh, I don't know. And I don't know what the point of that is, but what's the point of any of what we're doing but trying to have an experience? I'm just trying to live and have an experience and be a man amongst men, be a comedian amongst comedians, be an alcoholic amongst alcoholics, a sober one that is, and just be in the world and have experiences and connect with people and build relationships. And what I'm trying to do right now, the hardest of what I'm trying to do, is to fucking just relax on this girl stuff. It's fucking, I need to chill. It's just, I've got feelings. I've got emotions wrapped up in it, and I can't help it. That's just how I am. When I, like someone in a certain way, it's hard for me to get them off my mind because it feels good. And maybe it's the dopamine and the oxytocin dump they give me, but it feels good, and I like spending time with this person. So, that's just what it is. And I can't get into specifics because it feels inappropriate for me to get into specifics of this situation. It does, to tell it on this podcast. I'll tell you all what's going on with my alcoholism and my drug addiction. I don't have a boss. I can't get fired. That stuff, it doesn't matter if they know that about me. But this, it involves another person, and it feels like it would be unfair if I aired that. But the basics of it are, I'm liking someone a lot, and it has disrupted my mental state in a way that is distracting. But what can I do? What can I do about it when we feel disturbed? What can I do about it? Because I feel disturbed, I can pray about it, and don't let it upset my routine. That's what I was told. That's good advice. My friend Sean the other day was saying, he was telling a friend of his, you just can't let it upset your routine. And that's good. Because if I'm letting it upset my routine, then I'm probably doing nothing and just thinking about the thing that I can't stop thinking about. And you got to do the stuff you're doing. You got to meet your obligations. You got to go to work. You got to pursue your pursuits, your dreams, your passions. You've got to do all of this. So today, we're on the podcast. We're having fun. We're moving through it. Thank you for letting me say that. And it's just emotions are hard, guys. And I'm still in a place in my life where I can manage them for the most part, but sometimes they get the best of me. They get the best of me, and then I feel like a little baby, a little boy, a little baby in diapers, a little baby in some Huggies, just some Huggies, not Pampers. Pampers are for little fucking gay babies. Those are the babies that boys kiss boys on the lips. That's what Huggies are for. Not me. No, Pampers. Because you want to be pampered like a queen, you fucking little... Well, hey, you want to be pampered. You want. And when I think of the word pampered, I think of someone like with a big giant like powder, like and powder goes everywhere. That's what I think about when someone gets pampered. But sometimes I want to be pampered. I just want to ride in a Rolls Royce. I just want to ride in a Rolls Royce on Ventura Boulevard, or I don't know, whatever's the hip hoppin' street in Los Angeles. What's the hip hoppin' street in Los Angeles? I show up to Los Angeles. Hey, boys, where's the hip hoppin' street in this fine city of yours? I want to go there and ride in a Rolls Royce. And do I want a Rolls Royce? Yes, obviously. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to ride in a Rolls Royce? There's a lot of people. It's weird, the people that are like, I don't know, like super alt left or whatever the term is, Antifa, left wing, leftist, whatever it is, who just want communism or whatever they want. I don't even know what they want. Socialism. What do they want? I don't know. That stuff is not for me. That doesn't vibe with me, the leftist stuff. But if you believe it, that's fine. Do it. I don't care. It's just like our country will never be run on that because that's insane. It won't work. It always falls apart. Someone who's that, like really, really far left, would they not want to ride in a Rolls Royce? You're telling me you don't want to ride in a Rolls Royce? You do. That's the thing is, I think human nature is to be like, if you have the opportunity to be super mega rich and you have the opportunity to get all the things you want in the world, I think most people would want to be materialistic. I think humans at their core are materialistic. And that's what I love about where I'm at in my life right now. I don't have everything I want, but my mindset is like, sure, I can disagree with you, but I'm not going to hate you. I will not hate you unless you come at me with malice and hate and anger. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? I thought we were just, we can disagree on something, but we can still be in the same room with each other and still enjoy each other's company. And I love that there's different opinions in the world. I just don't like that there are... What bothers me is people people, they want to make you feel like a bad guy just because you don't believe what they believe or you don't think what they're saying. You have questions. I just have questions about stuff. And so now I'm a bad guy or I believe I'm in line with a certain political party just because I have questions about some weird things that have gone on. I think we need to take a step back and just be nice, be truthful, be honest with what is going on. We can be honest that it does feel like this country is on the precipice of something, change. It feels like there's change happening in this country that is, I think it's scary and confusing, and a lot of people don't know where we're going. I mean, I don't know. I did meet Robert F. Kennedy Jr. the other day, and I got a picture with him. And I just met him outside of I was going to an AA meeting, and I just ran into him. It was wild. I got a picture with him, and it was like, holy shit, this is a famous guy. And here's what is crazy. Okay, here's something that's crazy. The girl I've been, kissing, she jokingly called him anti-vax, and people say he's anti-vax, and I don't think he's anti-vax. I don't think that. How are you anti-vax if you just like, he has a vaccine injury, I think. That's why his voice is the way it is. But because he just doesn't, he wants vaccines to be more tested. Why is that a problem? Why is that the conservative viewpoint to have vaccines not be rushed and pumped into our bodies? Why is that wrong? It's hard to, you don't want anything to be rushed. You don't want something to be rushed. What if you say there's a factory that makes sandwiches? They make turkey and Swiss sandwiches, and they make screws and nails and bolts and metal pieces. And say the assembly lines are right next to each other, and at the end of the assembly line, they kind of join into one, and there's a quality control guy at the end there. And he has to check each sandwich to make sure there's not a nail or a bolt or something metal in the sandwich, and that's his job. And what it feels like with the medicine that was put out to combat a certain virus, it felt like they got rid of that guy, and they were just like, "Oh, get it out! We don't have time. We got to get rid of this guy." You know, and I just think we got to have the guy at the end of the conveyor belt that makes sure everything is actually safe to put in our bodies. That's it. It's not like no one. There's a weird. It's weird that a medicine you put in your body that you're putting it into your body, into your blood, and it's going to alter something about your body. And it's weird to be a little careless with that. That's all. It's weird to be careless with it. But I don't know. What I say has nothing to do with anything. You know, I'm just a man trying to work at the sandwich and bolt factory. That's all I do. It's a good blue collar job working at the sandwich and bolt factory. Good healthcare, good people, good salt of the earth people that work at the sandwich and bolt factory. And the guy at the end of the line, the quality control guy, we need him. Because we can't have sandwiches going out with screws in them. That'll hurt your mouth. That'll really scrape you up. And, you know, you don't want to be scraped up because sometimes scrapes take forever to heal. I have a scar on my elbow that's from a scrape I got from falling off a bike. And then it kept getting cracked back open by football. I had a scab. It just kept getting blown back open because I was playing football. And it would get ripped back open because of playing football. And so I still have a scar to this day from something that a scar will form if a big scratch gets broken back open again and again. So how do you guys feel about like scrapes and stuff, like little scars on your body? Sometimes some are kind of cool to be like, yeah, I'm weathered. I'm good. I think it's good to be a little bit weathered. You don't want to look super smooth. You don't want to looking super smooth. I think people want someone who can work with their hands. Some people like when people are, I'm a handyman, and sometimes ladies like, ladies are, I don't know if impressed, but they do like a man that's a little bit handy. But not every guy is like that. It's not a requirement anymore to be the handiest guy in the room, and that's just a skill I've had to acquire in my it's the line of work I fell into. I didn't set out as a little baby boy in diapers, wearing huggy diapers, to be a handyman. It's not what I wanted to do, okay? But I think it's in my blood, in my bones. Sorry, guys, I have to stretch sometimes. Sometimes I've been going to the gym lately, getting gigantic, getting huge, getting absolutely the biggest muscles you've ever seen. Been lifting and picking things up, putting them back down again. Absolutely tearing my muscles apart so they can get bigger. Absolutely wrecking my body, destroying my bones, making sure the cartilage disintegrates between them just so I can get bigger muscles. That's what it takes, guys. That's the kind of work it takes to get big, giant Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman style muscles. You got to really push yourself till you're hurt. If you go to the gym if you're not hurting yourself at the gym, you're not doing it right. You want to hurt yourself. You want to injure yourself every single time you go to the gym. Go to the gym once a week, injure yourself badly. Badly injure yourself, because then your body repairs itself and you're stronger. Okay. If you're not going to the gym, and I don't know, like hyperextend your elbows, hyperextend your knees, really just like whip your neck back and forth till you got a crick in it. Do deadlift with just your lower back. Just your lower back, because you want to strengthen those things. You want to strengthen those things, make those parts of your body stronger. Sure, it's going to hurt. Tear your ACL, because it just repairs itself, comes back stronger. Tear your ligaments all over your body, because they come back stronger. You're a stronger guy, then you can lift more weights. But that's just my philosophy. That's just my philosophy, and that's not really what you should do, because do not hurt yourself. Do not go to the gym. Do not hurt yourself. Hurting yourself will result in being injured. And we don't want that. We certainly can't have that. It's going to be a cold day today. It is currently, 24 degrees. So cold. Atlanta's not supposed to get that cold. Guys, it is set in stone, though. Here we go. This is some good news, fun news. Me and my friend Patrick O'Malley, end of February, we're going to go out to February 23rd, I believe, to February 20. Gosh, dang it. Relax. February 25th to March 3rd, we're going to be in Austin, Texas. I need to message some more people. We're going to be in Austin, Texas, though, doing some shows, checking it out for the potential move end of May, early June. It's coming up. It's going to come up before you know it, and then we're going to start a whole new life in Austin, Texas, and I'm moving there for comedy. I don't know. Some people are probably like, no, you're not ready to go there. Get better in Atlanta, but I don't see the point of staying in Atlanta. I'm not the biggest fan of the city. It feels dangerous. It feels like it's getting dangerouser. My old sponsor last night, he was telling me that he had a drive-by just by him. I don't know. Every big city's going to have violence in it, but I just don't feel like Atlanta's the city where I want to stay forever. And I've had fun in this city. I've met a lot of cool people. A lot of my best friends are in this city. Some of my best friends in my entire life are in this city right now. And who do we got a lot of them. We've got at least 4 or 5 really I got a lot of close friends, and I'm so lucky with the friends I have. They respect me for me. I was doing an interview the other day for a WABE. This guy Kenny, I forget his last name, but Kenny, he's a open micer comedian. He writes articles, and I was saying, like, I'm truly lucky and blessed with the fucking friends I have. I have some of the best friends in the world because they love me for me. And no matter how many times this is always the example I go back to because it's true. No matter how many times I've relapsed or messed up or slipped, they don't cut me off. They love me for me and all my difficulties. They accept them. And what are my difficulties? I don't know. My character defects are plentiful, yet sometimes they're hiding. They're hiding deep inside somewhere, and I can't get them out. And I try my best. I dig deep down and try to say, God, remove these character defects from me today, so I can be better in line with your plans for me, your goals for me, and not for me, for the world. Help me be in line with your goals for the world, because Taylor's goals for the world are he is king of the world. If it were up to Taylor, me, Taylor Neely, he would be king of the world. And he would have all the money, all the stuff, all the nicest golf equipment. That's just what he would do. It'd be hard for me to resist that. If I could get anything I want right now from a genie wishes me 3 wishes, except it's a million wishes. This genie gave me a million wishes. Oh, guys, I rubbed a genie bottle, and I rubbed it, and a genie came out, and guess what? He gave me a million wishes. Can you believe it? So my wish is you're all rats. Hey, genie, make my friends rats. And then all my friends turn into rats. And, that's just the kind of things you should expect when Taylor gets hold of a genie. Those are the kind of things you should come to expect when Taylor gets hold of a genie in a bottle and he gets a million wishes. Guess what? Everyone's going to be rats for just a little bit. As long as I feel necessary, everyone should be rats and teach them a lesson that you don't cross me. You don't cross me, I make you a rat forever from the genie in a bottle that I found. That's the first wish. Just turn all my friends into rats for a little bit. They come over, we hang out. And I'm not doing that because I want to be mean. I want to see if they really do like cheese. I want to see if they really can carry a piece of pizza like in New York City. And because I can't fit all my friends in my apartment at one time, but if they were all rats, we could maybe I'll be a rat too for a little bit. Hey Jeannie, I wish I was also a rat for a little bit, but not as long as everyone else. So they can have a party and I can fit everyone in my apartment. My apartment is a 1-bedroom apartment that I have the bedroom is in the living room. It's set up like a studio and it's insane. And every time a girl comes over, they're like, this is not how I would do it. But it is how I would do it. It's how I do it. It's how Taylor has it. How Taylor has it set up as a studio. And then the bedroom is a closet. Fucking deal with it. Deal with it. So that's kind of what has my goose boiled. That's kind of what is going on in my head, my brain. There was something I was saying earlier, and I forgot. I thought it was really good. I thought we were on track to be really good. But hey, that's life. I do think I have a little bit of a cold somewhere. I think it's the vaping, though. I'm back on vaping, and I'm back off it. Again, just like that. Lickety split, Taylor's on vaping and off vaping. I can't do it. It makes me feel bad. Whatever's in those vapes is very bad for me. I feel like, I vaped for one night, and then yesterday I started to feel like, oh, God, I feel like I have an infection. I don't know how people vape all the time. I don't know how people smoke cigarettes all the time. I don't know how people smoke weed all the time. I have... the girl I'm seeing, she does vape. She does vape a lot. And, but she's never smoked hard drugs like me. So maybe I'm just more, vulnerable to getting chest infections. I don't have a chest infection. I'm no doctor, but that's not a chest infection. And like I said before, is any disease, I can beat any disease. If I put my mind to it, I can beat any disease. You just got to think your way out of the disease. Okay, if you just close your eyes and picture your body combating the disease, like all your red blood cells, all your white blood cells, they go to the disease wherever it is in your body and they cover it up and then they just, they shake it like a bunch of bees shake their enemies. Like a bunch of bees shake a wasp. That's what they do. That's how bees take care of, that's how they kill. And, killing's wrong, but when it's to protect the hive, it's kind of right. If killing's so wrong, then I don't want to be right. That's what the bee would say. I don't want to kill. Killing seems really scary. Having to take the life of another person seems like an awful decision to need to make, and, I have, of course, I think we all, as a gun owner, as a person who, just plays out scenarios in my head, I'm like, would I, if I had to, if there's like a robber in my house and I have to pull the trigger, is that something I could do? I don't know. I really don't know. I think a lot of men, including myself, like, yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to protect my family, protect my home, protect whatever is around me. But if that situation presents itself, will it really happen? I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. And guns are scary. Some people use them for very bad things. And obviously there's a problem in this country where people kill each other with guns, and it's a scary thing, and it's not a problem I have a solution to. I don't have a solution to many, many problems. Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me. You didn't come to the Neely Taylor Show to get solutions to your problems. You came here for silly, fun stuff. So let's, we got a little bit of time here left to really close on something good and silly and fun. And productive? Is productive the right word? I'm glad I did this podcast today, though. I'm feeling better. I feel like it took me a minute to get revved up and moving and get the engine, get the spark plugs, sparking so they could spark the gas and the engine can move. I felt like it took a second, but we did get to a place where I can be in the riff corner, be in the riff zone, be in the idea station, you know. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a guy working in a sandwich and bolt factory. That's all I am, just a cog in the machine. Just another wheel. The squeaky wheel gets the greasiest grease. That's what I've been saying for some time. I mean, it's something I heard from my grandfather once. He sat me down and he said, Taylor, the squeakiest wheel gets the greasiest grease. Because there's different kinds of grease that wheels need. Sometimes there's a wheel that doesn't squeak at all. No grease, it's greased up already. Sometimes there's a wheel that's a little squeaky. It's a little squeaky, so it gets like the grease that's a little dry grease. You know, it gets the dry grease treatment. Then there's a wheel that's like pretty darn squeaky. That gets really greasy grease. And then there's the wheel that is on the ground. This wheel has fallen on the ground, and that wheel gets glue. You got to glue that one on. So that gets glue grease. Glue grease is the most extreme kind of grease that you don't want to get on your hands because then you'll be so slippery and you won't be able to hold on to the things you love, like babies and screwdrivers, and type on your computer, get it all greasy, and then next thing you know, you're trying to grab your computer, but it's slipping out of your hands like soap in a shower. And these are all things you don't want, These are all things that don't lead to a productive life. These are all things that distract from leading a productive life. And what we're trying to do here on Taylor Neely Show is lead a productive life, live a life we're proud of, live a life we can look back on and say, hey, I didn't expect it to end up this way, but this life is wilder than anything I could have ever expected. And that's the place I'm trying to live in, is live in a place where I don't have much expectations for my life, but I get to do stuff that is fun. I get to do stuff that is cool. And I get to do stuff I never expected to do. I never expected to do a podcast like this. I never expected to do that. I never expected to actually go full in on stand-up comedy and make that what I'm trying to pursue. I didn't think I'd do that. I wanted to be an actor. And now I look back on that, I'm like, that was kind of gay. Okay? And I don't mean that it was a homosexual thing. I mean, it was just gay, And we're not here to debate if we can say that word or not. I probably shouldn't say the word gay or retard. Those are words we shouldn't say anymore. But people still say them. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves here. You're saying it. My friends are saying it. We're all saying it because it's funny. It's a funny word to describe something. It doesn't come from a place of hate. And that's what I think comedy is maybe going back to, is a place where we can be a little bit more... You don't want edgelord bullshit. That's dumb. That's cringy. That's stupid. But I think there are certain words that for a second went away, but now they're back. And we're never, ever, ever going to say the N-word again as a white person. That's insane. That's nuts. You can't say that. That's bad. But there are certain words that have come back into... I know there's other comedy scenes where, like Asheville, it's like, oh, they don't say... They're still saying gay and retard here in Atlanta, and in Asheville, that's nuts. And it's like, yeah, because we're free here. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Does it, because we can say certain words, does that mean freedom? What is freedom, anyways, these days? Are any of us truly free? We got these suckers. We've got bank accounts. I don't carry around cash very much. We're not really free. Well, we're free. We're pretty free. It's still a pretty free country. No one's taking away anyone's freedoms. Joe Biden's not taking away anyone's freedoms, guys, super guys on the right. Donald Trump is not going to take away anyone's freedoms. Look at this. Look at this. This is pretty interesting, and this is as political as we'll get this episode. You just remember, all the things they said Donald Trump was going to do. All the things. Put people in jail, take away certain freedoms, maybe not freedoms, but like censorship, et cetera, et cetera. Joe Biden has done that. They are doing some of the things they said Trump would do. Just something to think about. And I'm not saying one thing or the other about Donald Trump, about Joe Biden, about someone I would vote for in the next election. I'm not saying who it would be. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to alienate my audience. I'm just saying that's something I've noticed is something someone said someone else would do, they're doing. So, and that's enough. I always get a little bit political on this podcast for no reason, just a touch. And I shouldn't wade into those waters because it's fruitless and it's not productive. It is a way to argue. I'm not an argumentative guy. I'm really not. In life, I mean, I'll argue with you if you want to argue with me for some reason, but I'm not arguing with people. I'm just here to have a silly, fun time. I'm just here to sit on the raft on the river, the Riff River on my raft. It's the Riff Raft on the Riff River. We're going downstream where we have a net. We're catching all the riffs that are just out there in the river. We're catching them. Ooh, jar of pickles. Ooh, a baby whose feet are duck's feet. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's just an AK-47. That's crazy. I mean, that's a riff that will go bang. Well, it made me sad to do that for a second. My dad said he's been watching the podcast. I don't know if he's been doing the solo ones or just the ones with my friends, but he said some of it's funny, some of it's whatever, some of it's cringeworthy. I'm like, yeah, kind of is. And I do know that, okay? Guys, I'm not stupid. I do know some of this is probably stupid and dumb and people are making fun of me behind my back. But that's the nature of the entertainment industry is people will talk shit about you. People will talk shit. People will be confused why you're doing something. I'm confused about why people are doing certain somethings in some way. I talk shit about people. Everyone talks shit about everyone, okay? There's gossip. But 2024, I'm trying to do less of that. I'm trying to be more kind. I'm trying to truly be kind, truly be joyful, truly be a good guy. Be a good guy in 2024. Just be a better guy than I was yesterday. Okay, I'm making a really big financial amends in my life right now. I just got started on it. It's going to take a long time to do, but we're going to do it, okay? I'm trying to right the wrongs of my past and move forward and be a better guy. And I think that is ultimately the best way to live life. At least for me, that's how I want to live my life. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to steal from Target a little bit. Maybe you want to steal from the grocery store, but I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to, okay, well, I did, I'm not going to, except for I did take a fork from the restaurant I was at last night. So maybe everything I say is all for naught. Maybe I'm wrong in everything I say and do. Maybe I'm a liar and dishonest and I don't do what I said I would do, but I'm trying to do the things I'm saying I'm doing. I'm trying my best, okay? I'm trying to move throughout this world with a good attitude. Have a good attitude. And if I'm being honest, I've had an anxiety-ridden attitude lately because of a girl. And that's okay. It's where I've been at. It will end. We're both moving to different parts of the world come here in the next 6 months. And it will all but be a faint memory. And we can then I'll fall in love with a different girl in the place I moved to, which is Austin, Texas. So ladies, get ready. Taylor Neely's coming to fall in love with you. That's just who I am, though. It's the multiple girls at once thing. That's just not me. I can't. I have too much emotion. I saw a meme the other day. It was like, I can't have hoes because I'm showing favoritism immediately. And it's just like, I can't help it. I can't help it. If one person, I can't, it seems exhausting to try to see multiple people at once. But that's just me. Some people, they're serial daters. They're dating multiple people at once, and that's the way they live life. But it doesn't seem to make sense to me. It seems hard for me. So, guys, we really have had fun this episode. We've really moved through a lot of stuff. We had some fun riffs. We had some fun things said. We had some fun thoughts to think about. You know, we really painted a mental image of certain things. I mean, the sandwich and bolt factory, hey, that's a beautiful image. It's a beautiful place for the townspeople of that city to work at. It's a factory that provides jobs. The bolt and sandwich factory. Okay? That's all I'm trying to do here at Taylor Neely Show is provide to you mental imagery that makes you smile. It makes you giggle. It makes you smile. It makes you say, I didn't think about it that way. And honestly, I didn't think I'd ever think about those specific kind of things. I never thought I would. I don't think I really ever needed to think about the sandwich and bolt factory. But now that I've thought about it, hey, it's a new thing to put in my mind bank. And that's all I'm trying to do, guys, is just, open. I'm trying to help you flex your brain muscles, your creative brain muscles, the part of your brain that's creative. I'm just trying to help you grow that. I'm trying to be helpful. Okay. I'm trying to be creatively helpful to you. So, and is that not the greatest gift a man can give to you? Is that not the best gift that's been thought up and given to people in a long time? I'm just trying to be an American hero. Not just an American hero, a world hero. I'm trying to be a hero. That's all I'm trying to do for you. I'm trying to go throughout the world and people be like, that guy, he's a hero. He made me think thoughts I never thought I'd think. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for thinking these thoughts, because without Taylor, I would just have the same old thoughts I've been thinking. I'd be stuck in that hamster wheel of thoughts, and I would go into a deep, dark depression because I'd be thinking, I haven't thought of anything fun or creative or silly in a while, but worry no more. Worry no more, because that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, to do for you, is to help you think of in your mind 2 different conveyor belts. One conveyor belt has bread, turkey, Swiss. The other conveyor belt has screws, bolts, nuts. And then at the end they meet together and there's a guy doing quality control. A guy doing quality control, making sure there's no bolts or nuts or screws on the turkey and Swiss sandwich. He's just looking out for you, as I am looking out for you as well. I'm really the quality control guy of your mind right now. That's all I want to be, is the quality control guy, picking out the bad thoughts, putting in the good thoughts. That's all I'm trying to be for you, is a guy guiding your mind on a silly spiritual journey, because that's all, the spirituality of silliness. That's what it is. That's truly what it is. What I'm trying to convey to the world is the spirituality of silliness. Because you can get such a silly thought in your head. They're like, it's just making me think in a way that makes me feel good. It's just making me picture something so well. And that's bringing you to another dimension. That's bringing you to a different reality. In the reality you're in. That's all I'm trying to do, is take you to a different reality within the reality you're in. Not something scary, not something frightening, not something hurtful, no anger, just silly. Just a silly place for silly little boys, silly little girls. Not underage, of age, adults, silly little boy adults, silly little girl adults. Okay. And see, we dig ourselves in a little hole, but we dig ourselves back out. Because, no hate, no hurtful, no anger here, no rage, just all love, light, joy, silliness, happiness, kindness, niceness, all the things I said I'd do. 2024, the year of kindness. That's what it is. 2024 is the year of kindness, the year we all look back on and say, we planted the seeds of kindness and they've grown into a big giant tree. They've grown into a big giant tree, a jungle, actually, a jungle of kindness. That's really all I want to do for you, is plant some seeds in your head. Crack open your skull, put some seeds in there, sew your skull back up. And guess what? By next year, you've got a tree growing out of your head, but it's a tree of kindness. Sure, you'll look silly. You look very silly with that tree growing out of your head, but people will see like you in public and be like, that guy's nice though. That guy's nice. He does nice things. He's a kind man. You know why? Because he has the seeds of kindness planted in his head and he watered them. He fed them the nutrients they needed to make it through all of the year to have a tree sprouting out of his head, So, thanks for listening, guys. I hope maybe you got something out of this. I hope maybe you listened all the way to the end. I hope maybe you, I don't know what kind of audience I have out there, but hey, guys, I appreciate every single one of you for listening to this show. I appreciate every single one of you taking time out of your day. Who knows where you are? Where are you right now? For me, I'd usually be at work listening to a podcast. I'm usually driving. I'm usually doing something while listening to a podcast. I don't just sit in a chair like a crazy person and just listen. That'd be crazy. No one listens to a podcast that way. No one just sits and listens. And if you do, why? Why do you listen to a podcast that way? It looks... I'd get bored. I would get bored. So whatever you're doing right now, you're driving a forklift, you're forklift certified, you're driving a car, you're working out, you're doing jumping jacks, you're on the assembly line at the one and only Sandwich and Bolt Factory. That's where you are. And if that's you, I love you. I love you so much. I don't love you any more than anyone else, but I love you a lot. I have love for you in my heart. So thanks for listening, guys. Come back next time for another episode of Taylor Neely Show, where we don't solve anything and don't really say much, but what we do say makes you think.